Hunter Biden's first court date on federal tax charges in California is set. He will be arraigned on 9 counts on January 11th in Los Angeles. And it turns out Hunter is not the only presidential child with tax trouble. Didn't know that was contagious. Newly obtained tax lien documents by Fox News show Ashley Biden, Hunter's sister, owes just over $5,000 in income taxes dating back to 2015. The New York Post editorial board is calling out the Biden family for appearing to believe that they are above the law. Here's a quote. "It is beyond disturbing to note that she simply feels like the law does not apply to her. Just like Hunter, indeed, given how intermingled Biden family finances are, she could likely take $5,000 out of what amounts to Biden Inc.'s petty cash drawer. No, for her, it's plainly a belief that laws are for the little people. She's a Biden. She doesn't have to take care to pay what she owes." End quote. Tammy Bruce, you had a different take.
Well, it seems like other people or other countries pay things for the Bidens. I think you get used to that. So I was wondering why China didn't just pay it. I mean, it's like $5,000. And there's a lot of people who you need to pay your taxes and payments. Something happens. Life, comes fast at you. So that's not the issue. This is for years her state taxes. Now I begin to wonder about her federal taxes, and so the state had to put a lien on her. And that either means money coming out of a paycheck or whatever. But there seems to be this lackadaisical attitude about paying taxes and having some responsibilities, and maybe there's no repercussions. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame.
Marie, how does this stuff stay so quiet for so long?
Well, first, people should pay their taxes. I want to go on record as saying everyone should pay their taxes. I would love to see all of his kids' taxes. I'd love to see Donald Trump's taxes and Ivanka's and Jared's.
The whataboutism is really going to give me a Christmas cry.
I didn't do whataboutism.
It was a straight-up question.
And I said
how does this go on for so long that they put a lien against her?
Come on.
She's a Biden.
Tax problems happen.
And it stays under the radar.
All the time. The IRS is not known for efficiency. All I'm saying is we should see everyone's taxes, and you should agree with that.
Do you think 87,000 extra agents will help the IRS with its efficiency?
We should see everyone's taxes. I will say one other thing, though. There have been a lot of Democrats who've been criticizing Hunter for going out and defending himself on Capitol Hill.
You mean Jen Psaki?
Including my former colleague, Jen Psaki. I actually had a different take on it that I just want to say quickly, because I haven't said this on air before. When I saw him there, I was like, I actually am glad that he is trying to defend himself and talk about his own story. The media across the spectrum has been painting a story of who he is. And when he said that there are some who are trying to weaponize my father's love for me during a very difficult time in my life, I actually think that there are Democrats who think he shouldn't do that. I think he needs to go out and say, I'll testify before Congress. I'll say everything publicly. If the Republicans want to ask me questions, I will sit in front of the American people and answer them. I actually thought it was good for him to finally defend himself, because he's letting everyone else tell his story.
Yeah, I mean, that's your take. But don't blame it on the media painting it. All we did was watch YouTube and wrote what we saw.
Republicans in Congress.
Yeah, there's a laptop from hell that allowed Hunter to do a great job painting Hunter Biden for the rest of us. And this idea that he's some victim is insane to me. To the very least, he's a man that's made terrible decisions and had every excuse not to. When we talk about this IRS tax thing, listen, I don't want anybody to pay more taxes than they have to. If she can get out of paying $5,000, good on her. I don't want the government to get any more of my money, hers, or anybody else's. But it's not her taxes that matter. It's the fact that we know about her taxes because everyone in her family of note is being investigated on potentially selling our country out. And we talk about impeachment and how that's a bad word now because Democrats use it so frivolously against Trump. And perhaps that's true. And perhaps impeachment doesn't have any value to it. But what Republicans in Congress have to do a better job doing is explaining that the Justice Department has failed in its mission and its charter, and the only thing left is an impeachment inquiry as an investigative tool to get a little bit of answers on this. And we as American people, not just Republicans, Democrats, Independents, we want to know if the current president in the White House has done things to sell our country out. Where there's smoke, there may be fire. We deserve to know that.
Emily.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I will just add that, for a president who nonstop hammers how everyone should pay their fair share. He loves to label the wealthy. He loves to label the privileged and corporations and the like. This is a constant tune he keeps plucking. And it's so illuminative to me that this is apparently a family, however, that didn't instill those same values in their own children. As written in the indictment, that Hunter spent millions on a lavish lifestyle, on everything named out but paying your taxes. That Ashley apparently thinks she can get away with not paying $5,000 in taxes. I think about all the Americans who every day and Sunday tithe to their church, who feel it, who feel what it's like to have their grocery bills exponentially increase and pay dutifully the taxes that the IRS levies so unfairly on them. It's such a tithe because you're right, they are inefficient. This government is absolutely worthless for the taxes we pay, especially compounded here in New York City. And yet, for some reason, that last name provides for them some seeming cushion that puts them above all of us because Americans pay their taxes. I guess the Bidens don't.